Well, hello everyone. This is Daphne Clark, and I am privileged to be able to share a few passions that I have today with you. And I hope you got a pen and paper ready. And I hope in the next 30 minutes to inspire you to take your essential oils into a whole different area, and that is cooking with essential oils. So I will sound very South African, but I actually live in Calgary, Canada. I'm a blue diamond with doTERRA. And have loved this journey with essential oils. So just a little bit about myself. I studied nutrition, cooking, home economics way back around 30 years ago when margarine was healthy for you and butter was unhealthy. And that's when I was living in South Africa. But 8 years ago, somebody introduced me to essential oils, and not doTERRA, but first of all, health food store oils, and then another big company. But 5 years ago, doTERRA came into my life, and I'm so grateful. But I'm sure I'm like many of you. When essential oils, when you started to realize what oils were, the first time someone said to me that I could actually cook with essential oils, I went, really? But if you think about it logically, they come from plants. Okay, they can, rosemary is a plant, and we get essential oils from it. Peppermint, one of my most favorite essential oils, is, the leaf of a peppermint. And so I'm going to be sharing a webinar, PowerPoint with you. I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite recipes, but just know that my preference would be that you were in my home, that I had an apron on, that you guys had an apron on, and that really I was doing what I have done for many years, and that is teach how to cook, all right? And that we were all in the kitchen together, because it would be so much more fun to be able to demonstrate some of these. But for those of you who love cooking, go on a journey of finding out more. There is so much to learn about cooking with essential oils. I'm going to be just really, hopefully, the tip of the iceberg, giving you a desire to learn more about essential oils and cooking. So here we go. Share my screen. Today, when I prepared this, it was really fun again. It got me more inspired to start sharing more. So Daphne Clark, yes, I live in Calgary, Canada, one of the most beautiful places in the world. I tell everyone you need to be my friend because I live close to the Rocky Mountains. But let's look at cooking with essential oils. So question I had was, really, can you cook with essential oils? And just like I've said, yes, you can. But there's a few things that we need to make sure, I need to make sure that you understand, in that you cannot cook with all essential oils. When I went, you just go back 8 years ago, the oil of oregano that I got from a health food store 8 years ago, sure, it helped me. But that essential oil on the outside of the bottle said, do not take internally. Or it actually even said, 80% carvacol. I finally found out that, really that essential oil was only 20% oregano, and the rest was olive oil. Okay, so I have learned so much about essential oils, but I do want to tell you that no, not all essential oils are safe to ingest. Please don't just go to Walmart, or here in Canada we have Canadian Tire. Head over to Canadian Tire and go, yeah, I learned about Daphne's peppermint milkshake, and that recipe I will share with you. But it's not something you just go and get any essential oil. You need to be using therapeutic grade essential oils, all right? And we know that with doTERRA, the grading, they have a CPTG, Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, a grading that has been tested for purity, a grading that's been tested for safety, okay? And, we don't just have a few little scientists working together in a back laboratory. We have this whole movement to give us oils of quality, oils that come from a source where we know that the climate, the soil, everything is amazing about that essential oil. One of the things you can do is look on the outside of the bottle. Okay, now, if you've cooked a lot, you will know what herbs you cook with. You'll know, what spices we generally use in a kitchen. But maybe you're new to cooking. So what you want to do is you want to look for the supplemental label on the outside of the bottle. If it says it's for internal use, then you can guarantee that, hey, I can actually use this oil for cooking. But one thing I do know, though, is that every single market with doTERRA is different. So, for example, in South Africa, many of the bottles will not say for supplemental or for internal use, and yet they are the exact same essential oil that we have from Canada or from the US, okay, from doTERRA. When you cook with essential oils, there are some of you that are going to be in that debate, like, which camp are you in? Because there's a whole camp of essential oil users that believe that essential oils are not safe to ingest. I have such trust in doTERRA as a company that I have jumped fully into cooking with essential oils. There's not one day that does not go by that I've not used an essential oil in cooking. If you do have a little bit of fear, just know that you're only using very, very small amounts of oil in your cooking. But go and do some research for yourself. But the thing that I do want to tell you is that you've likely used essential oils in foods that you've eaten internally, and you've not even realized that that product or that food product actually has essential oils. And so, a couple of years ago, I started to teach on oils and cooking, and this is what I found, because I know there are some of you that are skeptical. So here is ice cream, peppermint ice cream. Now, I've had to blow it up, and the quality is not that good, but can you see here? Oil of peppermint. It's not just the essence that's been put into the peppermint ice cream, it's actually the essential oil. And what about these peppermint patties? Here again, oil of peppermint. They must know that this is my favorite essential oil. But you've likely been eating, you've had ice cream, peppermint ice cream. You've likely had peppermint patties. What about lemon juice? Okay, we're all familiar with a bottled lemon juice. And it says here, citron, lemon oil, okay, and in French for us. So lemon oil, but they've put essential oils in chewing gum, candy, chocolates, and more, okay? It's just now we're more aware of what essential oils are. So key for us is the CPTG, the Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, so that I know when I pick up a bottle of lavender essential oil, that it's being sourced in Bulgaria, that it's a good quality, it's gone through so many levels of testing, your organoleptic, your gas chromatography, and all these big names, okay? But yes, what it means is that the bottle of lavender oil that I am using to make a lemonade, a lavender and lemon lemonade, is delicious. Okay, it's actually a fun favorite thing to do for summer, but it's using quality essential oils. So, not oils that have not been graded, not oils that are not a therapeutic grade. With doTERRA, we know that it's certified pure therapeutic grade. Okay, so what oils can you use in cooking? So there's your two camps, actually three camps. You've got your spices, and you've got your herbs, and then you've got all your citrus oils. So three different categories of essential oils. I believe when I started with doTERRA around 5 years ago, I was cautious, but the place I started, and maybe you're new to cooking with oils, and using oils internally, but look at putting your citrus oils in water, okay? But you've got your basil, your bergamot, your black pepper, your cardamom, your cassia, cilantro, cinnamon, clove, coriander, dill, fennel. I wish we could get dill easily. We can't right now. Ginger oil, so good in stir fries. Grapefruit, for those of us wanting to lose some extra inches around our guts or just increasing metabolism, grapefruit's wonderful in water. Lavender, lemongrass, okay? If you're into Thai food, any Middle Eastern food, love lemongrass. Lime, orange, oregano, peppermint, rosemary, spearmint, thyme are just some of the essential oils that we can use in cooking. So realize, though, that essential oils are 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs, okay? 1 drop of peppermint essential oil from doTERRA is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So I'm going to be telling you that less is best when you start, okay? So let's just go through a few tips that I have learned along the way. I have made some flops, okay? But I'm going to go through 4 tips that I really, if you were sitting with me, I'd actually be passing around a bottle of oil right now, and I'd actually show you how to do this tip with a toothpick. But the toothpick trick is when you've got a hot oil, or you've got an oil that you don't know, what is this going to taste like in food? You're going to dip a toothpick into the bottle, okay, so that you get less than 1 drop. Don't be so enthusiastic and so excited that just put many, many drops into your food, because you could actually spoil your dish. So you always want to start off using like a half a drop to a single drop in dishes. And so that I call that my toothpick trick. What about ratios? So I do get asked this often, okay? And you can think logically, we're going to want to know, if you came into my kitchen, you're either going to find the fresh herbs in my fridge, okay, or they're going to be picked from my garden, like my basil and my parsley and my mint. I have a lot of that. Summer here in Calgary, we only have 3 months of summer, so the fresh herbs, herbs, as some of you would say, are available. But otherwise, I have done away with most dried products. Okay, now because I'm South African, I'm into my curries and my brownies. So there's some things like curries that you can't get those spices in an oil. So you will find some things in my pantry that are the dried herbs or the dried spices. But I have my essential oils right on my counter in my kitchen, and I'm using them daily for cooking. Okay, so generally, remember I said there was 3 categories. You've got your citrus oils, you've got your herbs, and you've got your spices. Generally, the dried herbs, if if it says that you need oregano, if it's a tablespoon, 1 to 2 tablespoons of the dried herb, is going to be equivalent to 1/2 to 1 drop of doTERRA essential oil. Okay, so that's for the herbs. The spices, 1 drop of the spice is equivalent to 1 to 2 tablespoons of the ground spice. Okay, so if you're making a chai tea or chai latte, you're looking at, if a recipe calls for, hey, you need 1 teaspoon of ground spice, you're going to be looking at 1 drop of essential oil. All right, 1 drop of citrus oil. So 1 drop of your lemon or your bergamot, your tangerine is equivalent to 1 teaspoon of the zest. Okay, and then lastly, some recipes do call for the whole zest of maybe a big orange or the whole zest of a big lemon. Then you're looking at about 8 drops of essential oil. But I would say you need to be more, start cautiously. Try this recipe. Maybe you want to just do 4 or 6 drops, okay, and then see what it tastes like. Actually, lemon oil is so good in different cheesecakes and different lemon desserts. It makes that recipe out of the world. You'll have people asking you for, hey, please share the recipe. So I just put here experiments, okay, for sure, experiments. Tip number 3 with essential oils. People ask me, Daphne, when do we actually put the oil into, if you're cooking with oils, when do you use them? Well, I tend to put my essential oil towards the end, okay, because first of all, there's going to be a lot of evaporation. There's also going to be the heat is going to destroy some of the therapeutic benefit, but you're going to get the flavor, which is really great. So, put your essential oil right before serving. But there are times with your strong oils, like your basil, your oregano, and rosemary, that it's actually, you want it in the dish, okay, because the simmering is just going to really produce a wonderfully subtle bouquet. That's lovely. Us South Africans, we we cook a lot of, what would I say is the right word? A lot of like maize meal. We call it sadza, or we call it pap. Okay, those are Afrikaans words or native to Zimbabwe words. And then we make this a braai sauce, which is like a barbecue sauce. And I put oregano into my sauce, into my sauce, and it just is wonderful. Okay. But then with those strong oils, you're wanting to just produce, you want to increase the flavor. So you then put it in, in the middle of your cooking. Okay. So we know that essential oils are destroyed. The therapeutic benefit is destroyed by heat. So if you are keeping your your oils in the kitchen, you're wanting them to last a long time, they actually will last indefinitely, except for your citrus oils. There's typically a lifespan of about 3 years with citrus oils, but keep your oils in a dark place. Okay. Don't put them on the kitchen counter in direct sunlight. Okay. Some of us refrigerate our essential oils, and then always keep your lids on your oils. Okay. This is a well organized essential oil drawer. I have to admit it's not mine, but I look at it every time and go like, I would love that. Okay, because your essential oils are right there. The droppers are right there. Easy, and sprays if you want to make like sprays for different salads. Okay, perfect person, that one. So some of the suggestions for cooking. So the reason I do like a PowerPoint is because you can go back and you can take screenshots if you want to. Of these things. Okay, so how can we use essential oils in cooking? Well, salad dressings, okay? So the basics of your salad dressing would be, you know, use a vinegar, use an olive oil, and then you're going to add lemon and lavender, rosemary, clove, peppermint. This is where you need to experiment, okay? Meats and sauces. So we as South Africans, we do eat meat, okay? So a lot of, I make and I'm going to show you this in a little while, but we make a salt that I would go and put, you know, your basil, your marjoram, oregano, or thyme. So I make a salt, and then you can go and sprinkle it onto your meat. Desserts, like I've said, lemon, clove, your wild orange, tangerine, peppermints, okay? Your herbal teas. For those of you who love herbal teas, try making a lavender tea or Roman chamomile. Wild orange, tangerine, lemon. Those are some of the essential oils that are really good in a tea. If you're making a hot tea, think of chai. You know, you can go and put your cinnamons and your awesome. Refreshing drinks, lemon, orange, tangerine. On a hot day, what I love to do is actually, we don't buy pop. Okay, there's no pop in this home. But what we love to do is just take a soda stream and make fizzy water. And then you go and add those essential oils. And a day doesn't go by where I don't enjoy water anymore, okay, because of the wonderful flavors added. What about your honeys? All right, taking honey and flavoring it. You can even take maple syrup. Actually, any sugars, you can go and add some of the oils to it. And then when you're cooking, you have that cinnamon or clove or lavender or basil or chamomile or lemon. So what you'll do is you'll warm the honey until it becomes a thin liquid, and then you add the essential oil, okay? Honey and lemon also great for, you know, respiratory issues when we have infections at that time of the year. So for those of you who love Italian cooking, you're looking at your oregano and your marjoram, your thyme and basil, your pasta sauces, your pizza sauces. Then I love Asian cooking, okay? So love adding lemongrass, cilantro, coriander or ginger to enhance your Thai curries, your soups or your stir fries. So really you can take any of your favorite recipes and tweak them by adding the essential oils. And then, my goodness me, before I started this webinar, I had an apron on that said something about cooking and chocolates, because I do a lot of chocolate making. I love DIY, okay? And one of my love languages, if anyone knows the 5 love languages, it's something I'm passionate about teaching as well. But I know that one of my passions is gift giving and serving people through cooking, okay? So you're gonna find me in the kitchen cooking and preparing meals, not because it's a chore, it's because it's like, here is a way that I can actually be a blessing or serve someone through cooking. And so chocolate and me making chocolate desserts with essential oils, often with peppermints, okay? Making truffles. So those are just some of the areas, you know, that you can use essential oils. So start with your citrus oils in water. If you've never used essential oils internally in cooking or using it for, you know, benefiting your health internally, start with your citrus oils. Just remember that you always want to use stainless steel or glass. You don't want to be using plastic because there's leaching of the plastic when you put the oils in. But you've got your bergamot, your wild orange, your tangerine, grapefruit, lemon, and lime. Now, just for a side note here, some of us use Citrus Bliss internally, but on the outside of the bottle, it does say do not use internally. And I've questioned doTERRA about that. And they've come back to me and they've said because of the vanilla extract in there. So I don't know, but there we are. Citrus oils are great, okay? Then you've got your Slimmer Sassy oil, which is a combination of your grapefruit and you've got your lemon in there as well. So great for detoxing, and they taste really, really, yeah, they're awesome taste. Now, doTERRA have been really good in giving us education. If you're not familiar with the doTERRA ebooks, they are available for many areas. You know, I'm just trying to think right now. Cleaning with essential oils is one of them that comes to mind right now. Essential oils and sleep, but they have prepared an ebook for us called Cooking with Essential Oils, and it is free to download. So, you know, go to doTERRA Media and actually get the PDF for yourself. I love sharing the books, but you're going to get tips and ideas of how to use the oil safely. The place that I go to a lot, okay, I love Pinterest, all right, but if you want to go directly to finding some great recipes, you know, you got some time on hand and you want to look at what other people have done, the place that I go to most times, I have a few people that I follow, but doTERRA, awesome blog posts on and people's recipes that they've put there. So they will test the recipes. You know, doTERRA fans that have, you know, they've tried, here's a key lime pie, so it's going to be using lime oil. This carrot and ginger soup, I've actually tried. It's really good. So you're going to be using ginger oil. Now, ginger oil is one of your strong oils. You know, it is, so you want to be cautious, again, using a toothpick, okay? In your stir fries, again, with a toothpick. You know, in time, you'll get to the stage and go like, I know what I can do. You know, this recipe needs, you know, a few drops of this oil, or it just needs a toothpick, okay? Because you don't want to spoil a whole dish. But I've loved the blog from doTERRA. I've loved their recipes, and they're constantly adding, okay? Now, I'm going to share a few recipes that are absolute favorites in our home with most of us. Now, my 18-year-old daughter would roll her eyes at me right now if she heard I was telling you that the chocolate peppermint black bean brownies is so quick and easy to make, and it's healthy. So around 8 years ago, I went on a journey of being gluten-free, dairy-free, and refined sugar-free most of the time, okay? Because I still enjoy, there's a few things I enjoy from South Africa. So, and also we do a lot of work in Africa, and I can't be gluten-free there. But I do love cooking as much as I can with fun recipes that are gluten-free and dairy-free. And this is one of them. And really, if you've got a Vitamix or a strong blender, you're just going to throw a tin of black beans, some coconut oil, cocoa. I was trying to think. You can find this recipe online. Just go and do a search. Chocolate peppermint bean black brownies, okay? It works so well. I always double the recipe. And people cannot believe it when I tell them that there's black beans in there. So you've got no flours in there, okay? Because it's the black beans, the coconut oil, cocoa powder. The only thing that is not perhaps too good in there is putting the chocolate chips on the top. And some of you, you know, you can go and get vegan chocolate chips if you want to, but it's moist and delicious, all right? Now, a morning routine I have, and I need to give credit to Oh She Glows, one of my favorite cookbooks. But in the Oh She Glows cookbook is a peppermint chocolate healthy milkshake using almond milk, medjool dates, peppermint oil, and avocado, ice cubes, okay? I've also sometimes go and add a handful of cashews because that's so good for your skin. But it is my morning routine. I make it every single morning, okay? There is not a day that doesn't go by where I wake up thinking, oh, yes, I get to enjoy a milkshake this morning. And I feel satisfied. Okay, so having that shake, you know, at 8 or 9 in the morning, it keeps me satisfied till around 1 or 2. Some of you might not like the peppermint oil. Some of you love it. Okay, so it is, I think it's the most tagged recipe on some of my Facebook groups. In the winter, I make a hot chocolate version of it. And instead of using avocado, I use MCT oil. Some you might want to increase the amount of medjool dates. Medjool dates, really, they're very, very sweet. They're healthy for you, a good source of fiber. And then others of you might go to a little bit sweet. And, you know, you can actually still throw in some spinach to make, you know, to bring some greens. So I will share the recipe. Just take a screenshot of that. But it's 2 to 3 medjool dates, almond milk, handful of cashews. Now, those are going to make it really high calories, okay? But a quarter avocado. I use frozen avocado because I just find avos go off. I call them an avo, okay? So it's a South African thing, but avocados. I use frozen avocado from Costco. Then you drop a peppermint oil, your 5 ice cubes, cocoa powder, and then blend. Okay, you need a powerful blender. Next, one of our household favorites is this salad dressing. Now, it goes so well with zucchinis, with grape tomatoes, with mozzarella balls. So here you've actually used a spiralizer and then the dressing is with lemon and basil. Now I don't believe I've given you the recipe. No, I haven't. You just search it. It's one of doTERRA's recipes. Okay, so go and look for tomato, zucchini, and basil salad. The basil oil is in there, but I use fresh basil from my garden as well, because you do need the actual fresh herb. Awesome salad dressing. Okay, can't emphasize that enough. If you have people who don't like it, I would be going, really? Guacamole. So very Mexican. We love making fresh guacamole in our home. And the oils that you can go and add is just 1 drop of lemon, lime, cilantro, and coriander. And, you know, mash it with your fresh avocado, just delicious. Now, salt infusions, okay? Interesting thing. Here, get yourself some containers, you know, some small containers, and go and take your sea salt and add some essential oils to them. And then you've got the sea salt there on your, you know, on your countertop or in a cupboard. Wonderful for putting onto your meat, onto your chickens, okay? Chickens, onto your chicken. Going to put it onto sasatis, kebabs, okay, is what we call them. But here is the Provence salt blend. So this is where you're using 2 tablespoons of salt, and then you've gone and used 2 drops of each one of these oils, your basil, your thyme, your marjoram, the rosemary, and your fennel, all right? It also makes a great gift for those of you looking for something to do at Christmas to give away. Now, the 5-spice sugar blend. Now, I want to give credit to Karina Barris and her husband. I believe he is the essential oil chef, all right? So he was the one that I learned this from. But it's awesome when you want just to have some sugar. Now, it can be your maple. It could be sugar, could be honey, coconut sugar, brown sugar. Okay, so if you're wanting to be refined sugar free, you're going to be looking at going for your maple syrups, or maybe your honey. And then you go and add these 5 different essential oils, your wild orange, your cinnamon bark, your cardamom, your black pepper, and your clove. Okay, and just mix it together. And then whenever you want to make a chai tea, or you want to add it to your oatmeal, or you want to make add it to your coffee, you have it available. We've started to, at nighttime, make a decaf coffee before we go to bed. And my husband actually will take oat milk, and he'll put just 1 drop of the cinnamon bark into the oat milk, warm it up on the stove, and it really makes a wonderful coffee. Okay. Granola. All right. If you're trying to avoid granolas from the store, but you want to make your own granola, always remember it's about 6 parts of dry ingredients to 1 part of wet ingredients. But here's a great recipe with pumpkin seeds, raw almonds, chia seeds, cranberries, coconut flakes, your pure maple syrup, okay, your cinnamon essential oil, and clove essential oil. Now, I know maple syrup is actually not in every country. I'm from South Africa, and I know it's not easy to find there. But you're looking then for maybe using honey. You're looking for a healthier alternative, okay, to some of these artificial syrups that you can get. Preheat your oven to 300 Fahrenheit. That would be about 150 degrees Celsius. Pour all of your dry ingredients except the cranberries into a large bowl. Massage it with your hands, and then you add your maple syrup, and you stir slowly with a wooden spoon. Then pour everything onto a parchment paper, and then for 45 to 60 minutes, okay, stirring all the time, you're going to brown it. Then toss the granola back into a large mixing bowl, pour in your dried cranberries, and add 1 drop of cinnamon and clove essential oil, and then just cool before serving. Also, a great gift at Christmas time. You want to make some granola for friends. They will love this. South Africans, we love to do something called a braai, okay, which is barbecuing. And we love making kebabs. We call them sasatis, all right? And I'm going to give you a marinade that we love to actually make and put onto our vegetables. So, vegetable sasatis or kebabs. Here you can see we've got tomatoes and zucchinis and your peppers. Just the other day, a friend made these for us and used dried apricots on a vegetable sasati. And it was so good because the texture was a little harder. But try that, okay? And so the ingredients for your marinades, your olive oil, your honey, your balsamic vinegar, you've got dried oregano, and you've got oregano essential oil, garlic powder, a teaspoon of pepper, and then a dash of salt. Just mix that marinade together, and then let it sit, your vegetables in that marinade. You can do it overnight, or maybe at least an hour before. Okay. And then cooking or baking with chocolate and essential oils. So come to my house. There's going to be chocolate made here. There's going to be truffles, or there's going to be something healthy using essential oils. When I say healthy, okay. So experiments, your dark chocolates, your white chocolates, truffles. You can add a whole selection. When I started, 5 years ago, the first Christmas I had, and I wanted to make gifts for people, I actually just took white, your popcorn, but I took white chocolate, melted it in a double boiler, and I added peppermint oil, and then another option was wild orange, and then you just drizzle it over the popcorn that you've made on a parchment paper, and then bag it, and it's delicious to give away. All right, but some other options are adding ginger to chocolate. I've had a friend who puts green mandarin. Now, I've not tried the green mandarin, but you've got your star anise, peppermint for sure, lemon and lime. And so those of you who love gift giving and you love chocolate, you're going to enjoy adding essential oils to it. Okay. And as I finish this, I wish you were in my home right now and we were actually trying some of these recipes. I want to encourage you, go online and, just make things a little bit more interesting in your kitchen. All right. You've got oils, use them. Don't let that black pepper just sit in in a container and go like, well, I'll just use it when I'm combining it with turmeric. Well, yes, that's beneficial, but you can cook with that black pepper. You've got your turmeric. Okay. I do a lot of juicing. So my juicer is on the counter and I will take oranges and I'll take carrots and ginger, fresh ginger. And then I'll add turmeric oil and push it through the processor, through the juicer, and it makes such a good juice. All right. Very, very healthy for you, getting the turmeric oil in you and you're getting getting ginger oil in you. But hey, I wanted to give you this quote. The most indispensable ingredients of all good home cooking is love for those that you're cooking for. So that's me. I love, love, love cooking for other people. So cooking is not a chore in any way. Hey, when I'm by myself, who wants to cook? But hey, I've got my peppermint milkshake, and I really hope you found this interesting. I just hope that you're inspired to use your essential oils and go and be creative and go and make gifts for others. And for those of you who, just try my peppermint milkshake. That would be a good place to start. All right. Bye, everybody.